So welcome back, dear students. In the last class, we discussed about the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax in man, and now today we are going to discuss about the Plasmodium vivax life cycle in mosquito. So let us see the mosquito phase. Right. So when the mosquito, which mosquito? Female Anopheles mosquito. Remember that? Only female Anopheles mosquito sucks the blood of man. But the male Anopheles mosquito, feeds on the plant juices. So why the female Anopheles mosquito sucks the blood of man means because for the embryonic development. So it requires a blood meal. That is the reason why the female Anopheles mosquito is sucking the blood of man. So when female Anopheles mosquito sucks the blood of infected person. So here the meaning infected person means what? Infected person means the person who is infected with Plasmodium vivax. So already we discussed it there. Infected person, what will happen? All the stages of erythrocytic cycle enters into stomach of mosquito, right? So when a female Anopheles mosquito bites the man, all the stages of the, imagine, so I'm going for a small diagram. Imagine this one is a mosquito body, right? This is the alimentary canal which I'm drawing. So this one is the stomach, like this. So all the stages are reaching to the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito, right? So what happens in the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito? I'm using two words. One is G and one is F, right? GF. G means gametogenesis. F means fertilization. Right. So what happens in the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito? In the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito, gametogenesis and fertilization occurs. Now let us see here. I'm continuing there. So all the stages of erythrocytic cycle enters into the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito, except gametocytes. All the stages of erythrocytic cycle right? So except the gametocytes, all the stages of erythrocytic cycle are digested in the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito. Now let us see gametogenesis. Okay. Now stages that survive in the stomach of female Anopheles. So what are they? They are the gametocytes. Now let us see gametogony. Right? Gametogamy means formation of gametes. Right? So gametogony means formation of gametes. So what are the stages that are present in the stomach of female Anopheles mosquito? Means they are the gametocytes. So these gametocytes are two types. One is large in size. Large gametocytes are called as macrogametocytes, and small gametocytes are called as microgametocytes. Right. So these macrogametocytes develops into female gametes. So what they are developing? The macrogametocytes are developing into what? Female gametes. Then what about the microgametocytes? Microgametocytes are developing into male gametes. So microgametocytes are developing into male gametes and macrogametocytes are developing into female gametes. Now, after the formation of the male and female gametes, fertilization takes place. Let us see that one also now. Fertilization. Right. So imagine I am drawing two diagrams here. This is the large in size, this is the nucleus, and this is the small in size, this is the nucleus. So this is the macrogamete and this is the microgamete. Right. So what is meant by fertilization? Fertilization means fusion of male and female pronuclei. That means the nucleus of this one and the nucleus of this one gets fused with each other and forms synkaryon or zygote. So which one is fusing now? I'll show you later I'll show you in a diagrammatic way that one completely. So this one is the macrogamete and this one is the microgamete. The macrogamete matures into female gametes. It undergoes maturation and forms into female gamete. But what about the microgamete? The nucleus of the microgamete divides mitotically and forms into 8 daughter nuclei. Later they develop into 8 microgametes. So in that 8 microgametes, one of the microgamete fuses with this one and the fertilization takes place and results in the formation of zygote. Then what type of fusion is that? Type of fusion or syngamy, you can use the word syngamy also. Type of fusion is anisogamy. Why we are telling that one as anisogamy? Because it is the fusion between two different, morphologically different. See, if we see the size, they are not morphologically same. They are morphologically different. So as the morphological difference is there, when two different gametes which are morphologically different with each other, when they fuses, then we call that one as anisogamy. Then what is meant by isogamy? Isogamy means fusion of similar gametes. Let us see. This is the same size and this one is also same size. If the nucleus of these two fuses, then we call that one as isogamy. And this one is called as anisogamy. So type of fusion is called as anisogamy. Let us see in the continuation what will happen now. Zygote is formed. Now this zygote which is formed is spherical in shape, and this zygote transforms into motile worm-like structure called as wukinite. So zygote is diploid, that is 2n equal to, zygote is diploid and this one is also diploid. Gametes are haploid in nature, but the zygote is diploid. Now this one is forming or transforms into what? Transforms into a motile worm-like structure called as wukinite. Now what this wukinite will do? The wukinite pierces the wall of stomach and lies on the stomach wall. Right, I told you that the fertilization is taking place inside the stomach. Right, so after the fertilization the zygote is formed. Once the zygote is formed, what happens? The zygote is transforming itself into wukinite. Wukinite is motile, that means it can move. Now that wukinite is piercing the wall of stomach and lies on the surface of the stomach. Once it lies on the stomach surface of the stomach, it becomes spherical. It becomes spherical and develops a cyst wall around itself called as oocyst. Imagine this one is the stomach of the mosquito, right? So here the number of oocysts are present like this. So these are the oocysts which are present on the wall of the stomach like this. So these are the oocysts, right? So these are present on the stomach of the mosquito. Remember that these are the oocysts which are discovered by Ronald Ross in the stomach wall of mosquito. Then how many oocysts are present? Oocysts are nearly 50 to 500 oocysts are present on the surface of the stomach. Like this, the zygote comes outside the stomach and lies on the wall of the stomach and develops a layer. That layer is called as a cyst wall, right? Once the layer is present around the cyst, around the zygote, then we call that one as oocyst. Then how many oocysts are present? Oocysts are nearly 50 to 500. Right. So after the formation of oocyst, what is happening is that it undergoes sporogony. Right. Now continue. Sporogony. Formation of sporozoites. Right? Sporogony means formation of sporozoites inside the oocyst. What is how the sporozoites are formed? First, the zygote, the nucleus of zygote, or the nucleus present in the oocyst undergoes divisions. That means it is dividing into numerous small daughter nuclei which is surrounded by the cytoplasm. Right? First it undergoes meiotic division, later it undergoes mitotic division and forms into number of sporozoites. Like this, the sporozoites are formed inside the oocyst like this. Right? So the oocyst with sporozoites is called as sporoblast. Remember that word. The oocyst with sporozoites is called as sporoblast. Later, the wall of the oocyst ruptures and numerous, that means nearly 10,000 sporozoites are released into hemocoel of mosquito. Remember that. So when the wall of the zygote, that means the cyst wall of the zygote ruptures, these sporozoites are liberated into the hemocoel. Hemocoel means the body cavity of the mosquito, functional body cavity, we say that. So it is released into the hemocoel of the mosquito. From the hemocoel, these sporozoites migrates into the salivary glands. Right? Through the blood circulation, they reaches to the salivary glands of the mosquito and they wait in the salivary glands until the mosquito bites another person and releases the sporozoites into another person along with its saliva. Right. Now let us see diagrammatic representation of this entire life cycle. Right. Alright, I'm going for a diagrammatic representation like this. Okay. Right. I represent with the gametes with blue ink. This one is the female gamete, and this female gamete undergoes maturation and becomes the female gametocyte, and this is the female gamete, and this is the male gametocyte. It is undergoing and developing into the male gamete like this. Later, fertilization takes place and forms into a zygote, and this zygote develops into a motile structure called as ookinete. Now this ookinete pierces the wall of stomach. Okay. Again it becomes round. Right? So this one is the cyst wall, it is developing around itself. And this cyst wall ruptures, and these are the sporozoite. Okay, and this one is the oocyst, and these are the sporozoites, and these are the sporozoites. Right? I hope you understood now. These are the gametes. These are the gametocytes. Female gamete. Fertilization. Right? So that is happening inside the stomach, and this is outside the stomach. Right? So all these things are happening in the stomach. So what is happening in the stomach? In the stomach, two things are happening. One is the gametogenesis, that is the formation of gametes, and second one is fertilization. So both gametogenesis and fertilization occurs inside the wall of the stomach. Right? So this completes about the life cycle in the female Anopheles mosquito. Now let us see the pathogenicity. Now you can copy this diagram later. Once you rewind and again check the diagram. Now I am going for the pathogenicity. Right, we see the next one, pathogenicity. So we are discussing about the Plasmodium vivax. So Plasmodium vivax causes benign tertian fever. I told you in the previous class that tertian means the fever which repeats on every third day. So it causes a fever called as benign tertian fever. So the malaria fever is having 3 stages. In the malaria fever, there are 3 stages. What are those 3 stages? First one is hot stage. Sorry, we'll go for the first one, chills. Next one is hot stage. Third one is sweating. Right, so what are the chills? So chills include shivering. A person feels extreme cold, he undergoes shivering, nausea, headache. Right, then hot stage, high temperature. So chills occurs for half an hour, remember that. Chills occur for half an hour. Then high temperature, that means the temperature rises nearly and goes up to 104 degrees centigrade also. High temperature, increased breathing rate also increases, and increased pulse rate also increases. That is the hot stage. Hot stage remains for 3 hours. Then sweating stage, profuse sweating. right? Profuse sweating means the person emits, or the body of the person produces large amount of sweat, and the body becomes cool. Okay, the body becomes cool and temperature also reduces. Right? These are the three stages present in the, what we can say, in the benign tertian malaria fever. Then what are the drugs used for the malaria fever? Drugs used for malaria fever is quinine. Quinine. So quinine is a drug extracted from bark of cinchona tree. So quinine is the drug extracted from the bark of cinchona tree. So this completes about the life cycle and pathogenicity of Plasmodium vivax. Right, control measures. So how to control the malaria fever? So let us see the first one. First we have to control the larval population of mosquito. So how? By using larvicidal fishes called as Gambusia. Right? Gambusia is a larvicidal fish which feeds on the larva of mosquito. So this Gambusia should be released into the stagnant places or water pools or in the wells where the larva is growing, or by spraying kerosene on the stagnant water. So that what will happen, when the kerosene is sprayed, the upper layer of the water is formed by oil film. So the larva fails to breathe and the larva will die. Then how do you control adult mosquito? Adult mosquito can be controlled by mosquito repellents like Good Night, right? All Out, Good Night, Odomus, all these are mosquito repellents, and also mosquito nets. Today we are also using mosquito bats also, right? All these are what we call repellents of the mosquito. And one more thing you have to remember, that controlling the mosquito larva by using Gambusia is called as biological control. So this is also very important question. So biological control is very important word. Remember that, by using larvicidal fishes. So this completes the topic now. So next class we go for the entamoeba histolytica life cycle. And for today, I'm signing off. It's okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.